So, back on championship rounds. Got the homie Dr. Matt here. And I'm just going to talk about it because it's kind of the elephant in the room. And I'm talking about Conor McGregor. Yes, the Ireland's favorite son. I mean, probably not so much these days, but he is the biggest star to ever compete or to ever rise through the ranks of the UFC, and the numbers speak for themselves. He got in there when the lights were the brightest. He took out guys, he took their belts. You can say what you want about that, man, but you got to respect that. The original champ. No, he didn't defend the belts, but it doesn't matter because he took it off of the current champions and held them both simultaneously. Matt, is the Conor McGregor era over?
I believe so.
You believe so? Can you
I believe
expand on
Dustin
that?
Poirier ended. I mean, I don't think he's gonna come back and be able to move like he did and all that with his leg, and then he's added a whole bunch of weight to that. I just don't see him. It's been too long. It'd have to take a lot of money to probably draw him in.
Yeah. I mean, he's always talking about coming back. He's always active on Twitter and social media, you know what I mean, taking jabs at guys. And especially if it's a big fight night, expect a Conor McGregor tweet. Expect a voice tweet, perhaps. We don't know, but we get something. We don't know if he's just like letting us know, hey, I'm paying attention to this stuff. Or some people say he's trying to steal the shine. Literally, I don't give a damn. But we know we're going to hear from him. The point is, Conor McGregor, whom obviously is a brilliant mixed martial artist. What is Conor McGregor's Achilles heel? I would say wrestling, but it's really not that because the only guys that have been able to really take him down and hold him to the point where they could finish him were, high level guys. High level guys. Okay, Dustin Poirier didn't finish Conor McGregor on the ground. He broke his leg and he knocked his ass out because that's how those fights went. And, the first fight, we know how that went. That's, well documented. Conor won that fight. But, Matt, I give it to you again. Conor McGregor's Achilles heel isn't wrestling. His wrestling's not great, but it's not terrible either. His wrestling defense, that is. His Achilles heel is his cardio. And now you have a guy who's just putting on weight, putting on bulk, putting on weight. You couldn't handle your weight and your energy levels at lower weights. You gassed out and you were a target. So what did you do? You shot in for a takedown. You are not a wrestling aficionado. What happened to the Conor McGregor that used to walk guys down, put all the pressure on them, and fold them like origami? What happened, Matt? Is it
You
over?
want me to
Is it
say
really over? Yeah, tell me.
it's over? In my gym, whenever I used to train, I'd be doing sit-ups right there, and there was a sign hanging up that said, "Fatigue makes cowards of men." You know Connor done got tired when you see him shooting in. He's scared. He's looking for an out. He done made a lot of money. I don't think the fight's in him no more. I think it's out of him now. Tasted defeat.
I mean, that's definitely well put, and I'm familiar with the term. I'm familiar with the term. I mean,
Yeah.
with the phrase, like it was in my weight room in high school. Fatigue is a little different wording. Fatigue makes cowards of us all, but it's the same thing. Make cowards of us all, cowards of men, whatever. Same thing. And you're absolutely right. When you are fatigued to the level where you can no longer move and intelligently defend yourself, again, you become a target. I'm going to echo the great Vince McMahon when I say, when I say this, I'm speaking about Conor. I want the old Stone Cold. You know what I mean? The one that didn't give a damn about nothing, that was knocking boys out, that was brash and got in there and talked the trash, but walked the walk and put guys away all the way to the top. Now we're getting a lot of barking, but no substance. It's not looking good. Like, raising in weight is not look. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's not like the wrestling doesn't get worse when as you go up, like 170 pounds is already full of wrestlers. He's not going to come back at 185 pounds. And if he does, I believe that would be very foolish, Matt.
Yep.
Dr. Matt, last thing on Conor McGregor and his error. If it's over, are you going to mourn the Conor McGregor era, the entertainment era, if you will? Will you mourn, or are you excited?
I will.
Go ahead. Then
I'll miss old tweet it and delete it McGregor, man, when he's gone.
I'm sure a lot of people will, but I'm sure he'll never be fully gone. I'm sure he'll be on the scene. And but anyways, we know I think he's coming back. So I'm not gonna talk like when I say the McGregor era is over, I mean like him being up top. Because guys, there's no way that the McGregor era isn't over at this point. Yes, he can fight again, and then everybody be like, oh, well, how's it over? He's still fighting. I'm talking about the McGregor era. Okay? That's what I'm talking about. Him winning fights. Okay? Against the top guys. And when we break it down to brass tacks, 155 pounds has not been kind to Conor McGregor. I'm not going to talk about 170 pounds because Conor McGregor has competed there, because he's only competed there against 155 pounders, lightweights. So I'm not even going to talk about that weight class. But 155 has not been kind to him. He's beaten Nate Diaz. Yes, I count it because he's a 155er fighting at welterweight. He doesn't do very well at welterweight against welterweights, but he actually fights him. I'm getting sidetracked. He's beaten Nate Diaz, who's lost double digits amounts of times. All respect to Nate Diaz, but his L's are in the double digits. He beat Nate Diaz. He beat Eddie Alvarez for the belt, also in the double digits. And I believe they were that before he left the UFC. In the double digits. Been beaten and finished off. All respect to the Underground King. But he's been beaten and wiped off. Okay? Who else? Donald Cowboy Cerrone, whom was down to the point of his career where he could be substantially and critically affected by fucking shoulder strikes. So that just lets you know where he was in his career, and we've seen what he's done thus far. And I believe didn't if he would have fought Joe Lozon, Joe Lozon would have strangled his ass. Didn't they fight? Did they fight?
No, they
didn't. I know it got canceled a few times. They never ended up fighting.
I don't think so.
All respect to the Cowboy Cerrone, even though I'm not.
He did. I think he did beat Cowboy. That was their last fight, wasn't it?
There you go. So I'm just saying, all respect to Cowboy, but he's done. This is my point. Conor McGregor has beaten 3 guys at lightweight: Cowboy Cerrone, Nate Diaz, and Eddie Alvarez. I don't give a damn what weight the fights were at. These are lightweights, gentlemen, people. These are lightweights. Those are his 3 wins at lightweight. Yes, Eddie Alvarez busted up. RDA got the title off of him. And then Conor quickly took it off of him. Nate Diaz has had the title shot against, Benson Henderson. Lost. Fought RDA. Lost. Got slapped around himself, if I'm being honest with you. And Cowboy is done. He's washed. All respect to them all. He's not going to beat any top lightweights. It's over. He can't even beat Dustin Poirier, whom also can't beat the top lightweights. Because Michael Chandler is not a top lightweight. He might be ranked high, but he's not beat anyone either. Dan Hooker and Tony Ferguson, that's it. Anyways, how can the Conor McGregor era be over when that is his body of work on the positive side? And he's done nothing but lose thus far. It's over.